Hello people, today is Wednesday, the 12th, and I had a doctor's appointment today with my oncologist. Wanted to update you on that. Wanted to talk to you about a few things. Let me make sure this is filming here. Yep. I wanted to talk to you about a few things. I had labs. I have a port right here. And fortunately for me, they're able to draw my blood work from that when they do blood work, unless it's a really weird blood test that they can't draw from the port. And that's pretty rare that they do that. So, Sadie, what are you doing? You want to be part of the video, don't you? You're such a camera hog. So, anyhow, I went to my oncologist, and I am so happy with this doctor. Please share in the comments below your experiences with your doctor. I'd love to hear your good ones, your bad ones, your just it's a routine thing kind of comments, whatever you have to say. But each doctor that I have had throughout my cancer journey has been better than the last one, except for the one doctor that I went to for only one day here in Chicago, who I won't mention his name, but I mean, hey, I only went to him for one day, so how good could he have been, right? The doctor I see now, I got there earlier than my appointment. They got me in right away. I saw the nurse before the doctor, and she did all those, assistant type things like taking my blood pressure, checking my temperature, asking me the standard intake questions that they ask you, like how am I feeling, how's chemo affecting me, blah, blah, blah. And then the doctor came in, and it was still before my appointment time. I was supposed to see him at 10:30. I got there 10 minutes after 10. They got me in right away. And there was a waiting room full of people, so they're just like right on it. It was impressive. So I saw the doctor. He examined me. He did blood work. He was very responsive when I told him that I felt like I might be at the beginning of having a bladder infection, because I've had them before and I know how they feel. And so they ran a urine test, which I won't know the results of, but I know I have an infection. So they said they'd call in a prescription to my pharmacy. And I feel like this doctor all around, it has been a very good experience. His staff, stop licking me. She likes to lick me all the time. Look at this. Is this just not weird? Does everybody's dog do this? That's enough. That's enough. Stop, please, please. So, he examined me. He told me that the pains in my legs that I'm having, I've been having some sharp kind of stabby pains. Like, if you've ever been pregnant, sometimes you get pains in your shins and you have to flex and point your feet to make that go away. He said that pain, I'm going to raise my arm so that my dog stops licking it. Now she's going to lick my leg, so I'm just going to move. He says that the pain I'm feeling in my legs is probably from the Femara suppressing the estrogen, and that is relatively, she followed me to the stairs to lick my feet. It's a relatively common side effect of taking Femara, that you'll have some joint aches and pains. So we know what's causing that, and it'll gradually decrease and improve over time. So my white blood cell count is good. My red blood cell count is good. All of my counts are good, except for I don't know the results of the 2 different tumor marker tests that he has ordered. They will be returned in 2 days. Today is Wednesday, so I'll know Friday. So he said that he felt like after 7 days of being on this that I was doing like better than most people or better than some people. The chemo fog, the forgetfulness, that's a combination of being on both drugs, the Femara and the Ibrance. So, yeah, there's that. I wanted to talk to you about when you go to the doctor, your counts. When they order blood test for you, a lot of people... What? What? What do you see? Still a little cluttered, trying to find a spot for our treadmill. I think we're going to move it against that wall over there so I can walk on it and look out the window. And we've got random chairs that we need to put into storage. So anyway, back to the counts. I wanted to recommend to you that if you're a new patient, you may not know this, but when your doctor does your blood work, even if it's something like, in my case today, he ordered tumor markers and they won't be back till Friday, you can ask for copies of the results of your blood work. And it's really a good idea for you to do that so that you can keep that. Just get a little manila file folder and write on it, lab results. And even when you get like a PET scan result or a CT scan or MRI or whatever test results you have, they will give you a printout saying this is what our findings are. You can keep those in a folder, and it's just such a good idea to be able to look back and see, it went up here, it went down there, and it gives you a bracket, like the normal levels are between, 0.7 and 0.10, 0.10. That made sense. But, whatever the number range is, it gives you the range, and then it'll show you next to that yours was, 0.17. So you know that if 10 is the highest and that's normal, yours is 7 points higher than normal. And then it will say next to that if you're in range or you're lower than normal range or you're higher than normal range, and they usually highlight that with a marker to let you know those are the results you need to be focused on and concerned about. And they'll tell you what to do. Like in my case, if my white blood cells were not normal or my red blood cells weren't normal, I may have to take, do you see this? I may have to take a shot like Neupogen or something. Stop, please stop. I know you want my attention. So at any rate, that's what I wanted to recommend to you, that you keep copies of your lab results. Please stop. Please stop. That you keep copies of your lab results so that you can keep track of your progress. You can see where you've been and you know where you're at. And it's really good overall to keep those. People may not even realize that you can ask for those things, but those are your results. Those records are yours to keep, and you can ask for them anytime. When I return in 2 weeks, I will ask for copies of my results that come back on Friday, so I will know what those tumor markers are. And they may tell you in your appointment, but because of chemo fog, you may only remember half of the conversation by the time you get home. And it's good to have the printout explaining what your situation is so you know, and you can refer back to it. Also, too, a situation rose up this week, not with me, but somebody else who I know who is seeing a doctor. And you have rights as a patient, whether you're in the hospital or whether you're visiting a physician of any type. And especially with oncology, You have rights, and there's something called the Patient's Bill of Rights. Most hospitals will provide that to you, a copy of it, when you're admitted to the hospital. A lot of doctors' offices have a poster that says Patient's Bill of Rights. You have rights as a patient. And the whole point of this little thing, me explaining that you have rights, is to tell you that if you go to a doctor and you really like your doctor, but you're not comfortable with his nurse or her nurse or assistant or whoever, you have a right to say to your doctor, I would prefer to not see that nurse or that assistant or that, physician's assistant or whatever person they have doing your intake. Somebody that I know saw a physician's assistant recently who probably was joking, but when they took the personal information and asked for the phone number, they literally hit on the patient and said, so what number can I call you at? If anybody ever says or does anything that sends alarms up, even if they're saying it in a joking way, if it feels inappropriate, then it is. And you have the right as a patient to say to your doctor, this person is not somebody that I want to have contact with. It's your right, and you need to exercise it. If you feel that way and you don't speak up now, then somewhere down the road you're going to really wish that you had, because those sorts of things shouldn't really be overlooked, and it makes your healthcare so much smoother to deal with people that you like and respect. So I had said earlier, please leave your doctor stories in the comments below. I really want to hear how you feel about your doctor, and if you've had any weird experiences where you felt that people acted unprofessionally, or if you've had any experiences where you felt like they went above and beyond the call of duty. I want to hear about those too. I really, really care about you. I've gotten so many emails and posts and comments and responses, and each and every one of them, it means a great deal to me, and I do respond, and I do keep in touch, so please, please let me know how you're doing. I really want to know. So thank you so much for stopping by this vlog. Sadie got tired of licking me, and she's passed out over there now. I'll keep you posted. I upload my videos on Tuesdays or Wednesdays every week, and sometimes I put a Easter egg in there or a bonus video throughout the week. So I'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks for stopping by.